What's going on, everyone? Coach Aaron here, back in another video to help you dominate a platform. In this video today, we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A of a few questions that I've been asked through like Instagram DMs and TikTok, and also things that I've seen posted online where people are asking just in general. And I figured to help you guys out with some of these questions, because if they're asking it, then maybe you want to know the answer as well. So we'll kind of get right into it. I'll pull up the questions right here. The first one is going to be to how to make a national team. And I made a video here that goes all step by step of how to find that information, so I'll put that in the card above in the down description below. But basically you want to go to coaching.usapowerlifting.com, and then on the far right you'll see the teams. You select which team you want to look at, and then it has the explanation of how to make that team and who the head coach is for it right now. In addition, this year's a little bit different. With some of the nationals, we're going to be able to select a new team based off of them, but for some of the teams we're not going to be able to select it in time. So if you go to usapowerlifting.com, under the news from back in October, you'll see a little news post there that goes over national team selection and shows how, for example, for the NAPF teams, we're not going to be able to wait until after nationals, so it's going to be selected based on previous nationals and previous totals. So you can go again, usapowerlifting.com, and check that out. Our next question is basically going off of this, and it was someone asking when and where is the NAPF Championships. And for those who don't know, NAPF is our regional or our continental federation underneath the IPF umbrella. So NAPF stands for North American Powerlifting Federation. So USAPL lifters can go to the World Championships, but they also can go to the North American Championships. So for the NAPF, we typically have the Powerlifting Championships, and as a separate event, we typically have the Bench Press Championships. So people are asking about the Powerlifting Championships, since that's typically earlier in the year. And if you go check out the IPF website, powerlifting.sport, you'll see the information there for all the different regions, as well as their World Championships. So you can see there for NAPF that there has been an update. The new dates are going to be August 16th is going to be the meeting, the annual meeting, General Assembly, and then 17th through the 21st is the championships. And then you can also see the location has been moved from Miami to Orlando, Florida. From there, you can also see there's a few different championships. So there's the typical North American Powerlifting Championships you can see listed there. Underneath that, you can also see there's the FSUPO, which is South America's region, NAPF, which is the North American region, the Pan American Regional Championship. So every couple of years, we bounce back and forth between North America and South America and have this combined Pan American Championships. So that's going to be here hosted by NAPF this year. And also there's a new event being added because IPF is trying to put university championships into each of the regions. We're going to have the first FSUPO NAPF North American or North and South American Regional University Cup. So for you collegiate lifters, if you can't go to University Worlds or don't want to go to University Worlds, there's now a new opportunity for you with the North American University Cup in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be an international event. You can break world records and all that kind of stuff. All right, next question is someone asked me over on TikTok the best shoes for squatting. And if you're over on TikTok, you know that you basically have limited text that you can put into each comment. So I was trying to send the person a couple comments of basically saying it's a very broad question. It depends on you and your specific situation. I do have videos over on TikTok kind of going over it, and I do have videos here on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel and you search shoes, then you'll see I have basically videos going over heeled shoes versus flat shoes for the squat, the bench press, and deadlift, all in separate videos. So I'll put those down in the description below if you want to go more in depth. But really it depends on you whether you need the heeled shoe or not. And in general, with the flat and heeled shoes, you want something that has a hard sole so you're very stable and you can transfer force down into the ground. And then from there, some additional things, whether you want arch support or not, or whether you want a metatarsal strap to really lock in your foot or not. In addition, if you want to test it out, if you are someone who's wearing heeled shoes, you want to test out flat shoes, you can always just go barefoot if you're allowed to in your gym and see how it feels with just your body weight, the empty bar, maybe one warm up, see how it feels with flat shoes. See if you feel more grounded, if your arch stays in place, if your heels stay in place, if you're able to hit depth. And the other direction, if you are someone who's in flat shoes and you want to go to heeled shoes, you can possibly again put some kind of wedge or like a 5-pound plate underneath your heels for just the body weight or the empty bar and see how it feels. Do you feel more upright? Do you feel like you can push your knees forward more? Maybe you have issues with your heels coming up, now your heels are able to stay down. And then you can also see if you have a friend at your gym with a similar shoe size as you to try their shoes on and see how it feels before you go ahead and spend the money. All right, the next question was asked me over on Instagram was about collegiate nationals requirements outside of just a qualifying total. Like how old do you have to be? Do you have to be part of the collegiate team at your own college and stuff like that? So as far as the qualifying totals, first, you can always go to usapowerlifting.com, go over to the athlete section, look at qualifying totals for any of the national championships and see what the qualifying total is for your weight class for the championship you're trying to go to. From there, if you are in the age divisions, you can always look at the USA rule book and see what the requirements are for like being a teen 1, teen 2, teen 3, junior, masters 1, 2, 3, and 4 to see whether you fall into that specific age division. For the other ones like high school, collegiate, police, fire, military, it's a little bit more difficult. If you go over now to the bylaws instead of the rule book in that same USA Powerlifting website under About Us, you can go to the bylaws instead of the rule, and then you could just do the find function and just find whatever you're looking for. So you can search collegiate, and then you'll see the definition comes up for a collegiate powerlifter, how you have to be a full-time student, how you have to be in good standing, you have to be under 25 years old, and those requirements. Same thing for high school and the other ones. And you don't actually have to be part of the university team. If your university does not have a team, you can go as an individual. And if your university does have a team, you don't have to be part of the team. You can still enter collegiate nationals as an individual and just go as yourself and not score any points for the university team. That could be a whole separate thing. All right, next thing was a comment that I saw about someone claiming that USAPL membership has been down for a few years. Wasn't necessarily started as a question, but then they asked where can they find actual information. And I hadn't heard anyone ever say that USAPL membership has been down for several years. I can understand if they're saying that it went down most recently in 2020 because that makes sense with the lockdowns and stuff. We did not have meets, and then once we did reopen up, lots of states had limited meets or no meets, so they weren't able to get members from basically April and on. So obviously the membership went down. But from when I've been around, I started up in 2011. It's been up every year. They don't have data for 2012 because there was an issue where the administrative person wasn't basically handling the memberships. They don't have any data on how many members they actually had. But from 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, the membership has gone up every single year. It's gone up pretty fast some years and a little bit slower other years. But I think back in 2011, it was closer to maybe 4,000 or 5,000 members when I started. And then in 2019, it was over 22,000 members. So that's how much it's grown since I've been around. And if you are a member, you get the newsletter each month in your email. And in there, sometimes they do put information. So if you go back to, for example, the December 2019 newsletter, then you can see that they said it was over 22,900 members at that point in December 2019. If you missed out on those newsletters or you weren't a member at that time, you can always go to usapowerlifting.com and then you go to the About Us and you go over to newsletter and you see each month's newsletter. If you are a member, you just make an account, or you already have an account, you log in and you can see all that stuff. If you are not a member, then you can't see all that stuff that is behind basically that USAPL membership paywall. On top of that, you can also go under the About Us and go to governance and finance, see stuff about basically reports that they have on there, IRS forms, and then also you can go over to the NGB minutes, and for each year you'll see that they have the NGB minutes. Sometimes they break it down into individual committee reports and treasury reports and all that kinds of stuff, so you can see basically where your money is going, and also they have information about the yearly membership, so you can go see the various graphs and stuff they have on there. And even then, if you're wanting to learn more, you can go to the actual NGB, the National Governing Body meeting, which is once a year. This year it'll be in June at the Nationals here in Daytona Beach. So if you are going there to compete, coach, referee, whatever, you can stick around for the final day and go to the meeting, and then you can just hear all the information about basically revenue, expenses, where your money is going to, what our membership is looking like, plans going forward, all that kinds of stuff. So if you are a member, there's all these different little places that you can go to find out information about membership and revenue, expenses, and all that kinds of stuff. But membership has been up every single year that I've been around up to 2019. It obviously went down in 2020. We'll see if we can get it back up in 2021 or maybe 2022 over the all-time high from 2019 of over 22,900 members. All right, so that basically covers the Q&A for this video. If you have any questions you ever want to send in, you can comment those below, you can email me, you can message me on Instagram, whatever way, and I'll basically put it into a little pile, and then I'll make another video like this when I get 5 or 6 questions to answer. And if you've watched all the way through to the end up to this point, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting me. If you want to help me out more, then as always, you can subscribe to the channel, you can like this video, you can leave a comment down below. All those things will help basically tell YouTube to send this video out and my other videos out to more people, so I can get more people watching my videos so they can learn all the powerlifting and USA powerlifting information I have to give, and maybe sign up for coaching services and all that kind of stuff. So if you're watching the video, make sure you subscribe. I hopefully have some exciting news coming out in the next video that will be out on Thursday. We'll see if I can get out the video in time, so be sure to subscribe so you can see that video more. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see you in that next video.